Hello, my friends. Welcome back to my channel, Diamonds and Washi. My name is Katie, and if you're new to my channel, hey, welcome. I hope you'll consider subscribing. And if you're back, as always, welcome back. Today, I am very excited to be here with all of you for a post review of one of my recently completed diamond painting projects. Now, this has been one of two canvases that I have been working on over the past few months as part of a rather epic scale comparison project, but I wanted to take the time to go ahead and do a post review of this canvas so that it can stand on its own and not just be used for sake of comparison, because truly this piece was lovely to work on in and of itself. So, what will I be sharing with you all today? This is the stunning Spirit of Flight from Diamond Art Club. It's been legally licensed from the artist Josephine, and my goodness, is she not so sparkly and so beautiful. Now, just to give you a really quick rundown of the stats, as it were, on this particular piece. As I mentioned, this is licensed. This has been licensed from the artist Josephine. This Spirit of Flight is kind of one of Josephine Wall's signature pieces. It's one of her most well-known. And so I'm thrilled that Diamond Art Club thought that it was the kind of artwork that would lend itself to their diamond painting style and form. So this is 106 centimeters wide by 70 centimeters tall. It has 66 colors. It has square drills and is on poured glue. And if you're interested in trying to get your hands on this piece for yourself, I'll have it linked below in the description. If it's not in stock at the time that you go to look at it, there should be an option for you to sign up for email notifications when they do restock it. And given that this has been a pretty popular piece, I have to imagine that they will be restocking it. Now, this piece, I feel like, is a really great representation of Diamond Art Club's distinct rendering style, which if you've watched any of my comparison series, I'm sure you've heard me talk about that quite often, that Diamond Art Club's rendering style, they hand chart. They are meticulous and extremely detail oriented about how they chart and render all of their pieces. And given the level of detail and the style of Josephine Wall's artwork, it's quite a labor-intensive process for them to turn them into diamond paintings. And so they've made a very conscious decision on everything from the number of colors that they've used, to the size of canvas that they've gone with, to even whether or not they felt like this was a piece they could do justice in diamond painting form. Because I've chatted with them a couple of times about a couple of other Josephine Wall pieces that I wondered if they might consider licensing for diamond paintings, and there were one or two in particular that they said, this is a beautiful piece of artwork, but we don't think we can do it justice with our style. We don't think that it would look good as a diamond painting the way that we do diamond paintings, which I appreciate that, that they are that intentional about this. So one thing I do want to note, though, is with the decisions that they made with regards to sizing and colors and whatnot, they did make a bit of a change proportionally to the original artwork when they turned it into a diamond painting form. So the original artwork is a little bit more compressed left to right. When Diamond Art Club turned it into a diamond painting, they stretched it just a little bit. So I'm going to put up the original artwork here from Josephine Wall's website so you can see how it differs just slightly, just in terms of proportions or dimensions, from the Diamond Art Club diamond painting version. I think there's an element of practicality to this, to be honest with you, because just when it comes to actually physically sitting down and working on a diamond painting that is very large, like this one, which By the way, I do have a video that talks all about different tips and tricks for working on really large diamond painting canvases. I'll be sure to link that below so you can see the variety of suggestions that I have if you're having trouble working on a really large canvas. But I think that Diamond Art Club is really intentional about having at least one of the directions, whether it's width or length, not being greater than like 70 or 75 centimeters, because if you're turning a canvas sideways and you're trying to like work on that, like there gets to a point where it's really difficult to reach what you're trying to get to, even if you're doing creative things to work on your canvas. But that's just something I've noticed about Diamond Art Club's canvases, is that it seems like, you know, one side might be 100 centimeters, but the other then isn't going to be larger than 70-ish. I don't know if it's that scientific. It's just an observation that I've had in my time purchasing from and working on kits from Diamond Art Club. So let me spend just a little bit of time. I really want to talk about some things that I love about this canvas and some areas that maybe weren't quite to my personal taste. And a lot of this really is personal taste, to be honest with you. I do want to let you guys know as well right up front before we get into that, though, that I am a Diamond Art Club affiliate. However, you're always getting a completely open, honest, authentic opinion from me, including in these videos, which is why I have some things that I think that they could potentially improve. You're not just going to hear all the good stuff. I'm trying to be as honest with you guys as I possibly can be. So let's talk about the things that I loved. You know, there's something to be said for the quality of Diamond Art Club's canvases. It's very consistent, where the canvas itself was a fantastic quality as always, as was the poured glue. It's almost squishy when you work on it, and it's sticky, and you're not going to, none of these drills are going to fall off. The drill quality was really good, including the darker drills. I didn't have any issues with the drills themselves. I had plenty of all colors left over. The symbol clarity on the canvas was very, very clear as well. And Diamond Art Club includes ABs, or Aurora Borealis drills, which they chart for you as well in areas that they feel would look even better with that additional enhancement and highlighting. I enjoy about this canvas that whether you are working much closer to the canvas itself or whether you're pulled back farther, you really know exactly what you're looking at. And with Josephine Wall's artwork being so impressionistic and watercolor in style, which I suppose now is a good time, I'll pop up the image for you here again so you can take a look at what I mean. It's really neat to see that interpreted in such a way that we really know just what we're looking at. I like, in a lot of ways, the areas that they've made it very crisp and clean. Like, for example, in particular, I like that, let me shift so you can see a bit better. I like the level of detail they've given to these butterflies, these dragonflies, these sort of wispy seeds. It's, even in Josephine Wall's original artwork, it's not nearly as distinct. And this is an area in particular that I like what they did with it, and that you can actually see the dragonflies. This dragonfly has these really pretty white ABs in its wings. You could see these little bumblebees. I think that was a really, really nice effect there. I like the level of detail that they gave, like, to some of the birds, that you can tell a little bit more clearly what it is. In particular, this bird of prey up here at the top, I think, is nicely defined. And I think that her face is really, really beautiful. This color is lovely, and I just think that turned out really nicely. Overall, I like the effect of the peacock feather as well, though it is much, much, much more defined than the original artwork. But I think that, again, that's Diamond Art Club's rendering style. You know, like I said, exactly what you're looking at. Now that we're talking about rendering, let me talk about some things that I am a little bit hesitant about, and maybe would be interested in seeing Diamond Art Club potentially change for future runs, because I know even though they're hand charting everything, sometimes they don't know exactly what it's going to look like color-wise until drills are actually down. So I am actually going to bring you guys down a little bit closer to the canvas, and we'll take a look at a couple of areas together. Okay, so one color choice in particular, I literally went back and checked to make sure that I had put down the correct color drills and I hadn't looked at the wrong symbol. So you can see this kind of brighter blue highlighting that's like here at the back of her neck, goes around her shoulder, and down here a little bit as well. To me, that color choice it just doesn't look right, to be honest with you. It doesn't look like this in the original artwork, and I think that maybe if this were more of like a blue that leans slate gray, then that would maybe give that same effect. But to me, this almost is distracting because the color just, it's an odd place for there to be highlights. Like this is the shadow kind of between her hair and her neck. But it is what it is. I have some mixed feelings about the fact that they gave all of the birds in this piece eyes. And I've seen some mixed reactions to that from you guys as well. Because in Josephine Wells' original artwork, the birds they don't have like those crisp, clear eyes like that. And I don't know, maybe it will look really weird if there weren't these little black dots for eyes, but I just have a little bit of mixed feelings on those. Now, this is actually an area that I really liked, where I thought that the use of ABs was really, really nice and highlighted it well. So if you take a look, you can see a little bit of that extra sparkle here in, it's highlighting the folds of her robes. It's this pretty white AB, which really doesn't want to show up in camera the way that I want it to, but I thought that that was a really, really good choice on their part. I thought that that was just a really nice addition and a really nice use of ABs to enhance this piece. And then here in this top left corner, I think that there are a couple of things up here that I am not as in love with as I wish I were. So I'm trying to avoid the glare there for you guys. They're so the drills are so sparkly. But in the original artwork, these colors are much more blue. And in this piece, they have made so much of this gray and dark blue, and it's very stark. The contrast is just a little bit jarring. I think that maybe if you don't necessarily know what the original art looks like, that might not necessarily take you aback the way that it does me. But I feel like, again, especially with like the bits of blue and like this green and then this blue over here, the darkness of the colors over here almost feels a little bit out of place. But I don't know. I'm curious what your thoughts are on this one. The other thing I'm hesitant about is the highlighting that they've done on the bird's wings. I appreciate that it sort of helps them stand out, especially compared to all the colors around them. But again, I'm not sure how I feel about the yellow outlining the bird's wings. I have mixed feelings about it. If we keep going, I do really love how they have rendered these feathers, and this bird of prey here I think is really, really lovely. I like the detail that they've given this. I think that Diamond Art Club's rendering style really has done this justice, and I like their interpretation of the artwork in this case for sure. Now, generally speaking, over on this right-hand column, I want to say that in the original artwork that it's more of a pastel rainbow that really just blends beautifully as you move from the bottom to the top, and it's a little less smooth in terms of blending, and there's a bit more in the way of grays once you get up here as opposed to sort of being that really pretty pastel watercolor rainbow. But I think that it still has a really beautiful rainbow effect. It's just a little bit different from that original artwork. So as you can see, there really is a lot that I absolutely love about how Diamond Art Club has rendered this piece. And there are a couple of things that I am not as sure of, but I can certainly appreciate the amount of work and intentionality that went into how they decided to render this piece. And I think it speaks in general for the overall quality of Diamond Art Club that most of my concerns or my suggestions for changes don't come from quality issues with the kit itself. It has to do with rendering choices. And to be honest with you, when it comes down to it, rendering choices, color choices, those sorts of things, those come down to personal preference. So you have to take that with that grain of salt and know that part of this comes from me just having spent a whole lot of time working on these projects and sort of analyzing and digging into these kits on a level that probably the average diamond painter is not going to do. So I would have been really curious to see if Diamond Art Club had done just a few more colors. Like I said, this canvas had 66 colors, which, again, you get this really crisp, clean, distinct lines. Just the image overall, you really get such a clear picture of the original artwork, but it's an interpretation of the original artwork for sure. I wonder what it would have been like if Diamond Art Club would have been willing to like do an additional 20 colors or 40 colors, anywhere up to 100 colors. But that's not really Diamond Art Club's thing, so it's fine. I totally get that. But I just wonder if they still would have been able to maintain their style and their approach to diamond painting, but with just a little bit more color that might have softened this just a little bit. But I don't know. Overall, though, let me just share overall about the whole process of working on this particular project. It was really, really fantastic. I generally have a really good experience with Diamond Art Club's customer service, and I think that the price point was good on this, and that it was really easy to order, and it arrived quickly, and it's so consistent with their quality and their brand. So I think as far as if I'd recommend that you pick up this kit, I'm going to say absolutely, with the caveat that know if this is your personal style. If you love Josephine Wool's artwork and you like the way that Diamond Art Club has translated it into diamond painting form, then absolutely this is a fantastic choice for you. A lot of this, like I said, is just going to be up to personal preference, and that's okay. Even if it's not yours, that doesn't mean that it's not someone else's. So I know I really, really loved working on this and would absolutely recommend it to anyone else that likes the idea of a large project. Do keep in mind this is a large project, both in terms of size of the canvas and scope. It's probably going to take you some time to work on, but the end result is really, really stunning. So I hope that you guys really enjoyed getting into this post review of this piece with me. Thank you for watching, and of course, please let me know if you have any questions at all. If you're interested in getting your hands on this piece for yourself, of course I will link to it below. But otherwise, I will leave it here. I'll be sure to link to the whole comparison playlist that I did with this piece if you're interested in checking that out. But like I said, just wanted to give this piece a chance to shine on its own for all of you. And yeah, I'll go ahead and leave it there. So thank you again for watching. If you're not already subscribed, please consider subscribing for more diamond painting content and hitting the bell to be notified when I share new videos. Leave all your questions, comments, snarky remarks down below, and I will get back to them as quickly as I can. Thanks again for watching, my friends. I hope you have a really wonderful day, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.